Me growing up, I actually wanted to be a news presenter, like a newscaster. So anytime news, I used to watch news. You know the scrolls down there. I used to be what I used to practice.
From all these TV shows, which would you say was your favorite? Like,
Which was my favorite TV show to
yeah,
do.
like YOLO, there was NTV, there was Ibru. Like from all of those, like, would you say you have a favorite?
I'd say K24 with Betty Chalo. I always say there's always someone watching.
That's true.
Whatever you do, there's always someone
Big Brother.
watching. Exactly. Big Brother is always watching.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tide Talks with me, Tyrone Kimeni. Tide Talks aspires to inspire the future and current generations by telling stories of people who have succeeded in their careers. My guest has done exactly that, and he's barely 30. He's a media personality, an influencer. He wears so many hats, I can't even say what he does exactly. He's a good friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen, Shaq The Yungin.
Hi, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, thanks. How
I'm
are
glad you realized that I always change my hat. I have many of them, like you said.
I know.
How
I've
you
known you
doing?
for such a long time now. I don't even know how many years.
It's been so many years, man. Since before that's 2017, 2018.
I
A
actually
long
think
time ago. Or
we
is it
met
before that?
we met at Maya Lounge.
Yes. I remember it was a hidden spot. That was Peponi roadside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Open back our spot, but yeah, those were good times, man.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, what is your government name?
My government name is actually Shaquille O'Neal Oduk. So Shaq is just a short form of, from Shaquille. And yes, Shaquille O'Neal is a basketballer. So I always tell people, I don't know what my mom wanted because she doesn't watch basketball. I don't know if she was manifesting, height, but this is the height God gave her.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy, mom.
And be happy with what God gave you. You
Yes,
can't
sir.
alter
Be
it.
appreciated. But yeah, she does, man. But yeah, that's my full name, Shaquille O'Neal Oduk. But I go by Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to your childhood and upbringing. Tell me a bit
Yeah.
about like your childhood, where you grew up, like some of your early childhood like
Oh,
experiences.
man. Early childhood, I was raised by, a single mom. So it was always just me and my mom. See, that's most of my memories from when I was younger. And yeah, lived all around. At some point, I went to live with my grandmother. Now, this is right before I started school. So I started going to school. I lived with my grandmother and my uncles. I have an uncle who's actually the same age as I am, just
Wow.
a couple months older. So we're like twins, basically. So I know he's my uncle. He knows I'm his nephew, but we were raised, around the same time. So that was like my brother growing up, living with my grandma. My mom was away at that time. She was grinding. So, yep, ended up going to, that was in Ngong actually. Ended up living with my grandma in Ngong. So, Ngong, not Ngong Road, guys. Ngong
Long
Town.
time.
So. It's like, but not at like, the hills, right before the hills. I could see the hills every morning. So, yeah, I was raised in Ngong, started school, primary school over there. Then ended up coming back to live with my mom. Now, this time I was probably like 9 years old. So this time I lived mostly on Gong Road now. So you know Jamhuri, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was mostly raised in Jammu. All to my primary school, high school. Yeah, then high school primary school I went to multiple schools. I was in St. Hannah's on Gong Road. I was in the Sitam primary school. As we used to call it NPC. I don't know, the name changed nowadays. But yeah, then I proceeded to high school. That's in 2012, I believe. No, 2010, 2011. Light Academy, that's in Karen. So I'd say I lived in Karen too, during high school because in the boarding. So like, yeah, life was sweet when I was still in high school, man. So yeah, that's it. That's basically it. Just growing up with my mom being a single mom, just doing, being on her grind, making sure, we're living good, we're eating good. And also that's where I got my hustler, mentality from. My mom's. That's why I started young. So
Get you.
basically, yeah, not born privileged, but knew I had to make it happen. We had to make it happen. So I'd say that's like a small part of my childhood
Journey.
background. Yeah.
And then, is it true at some point you went to live back with your grandma, like for a second time?
Yeah,
around?
Oh, yeah, I did go. That's the thing, actually. I think me being outside the way, me just being so, vibrant and everywhere is because I lived with my grandma in my early childhood and also in my late teens. Actually, through my teenagehood, I still live with my grandma. When your grandma's only grandchild at that time, then grandma's gonna favor you. So
Yeah.
I used to be allowed to do whatever. But yes, I went back to live with my grandma later. Actually, in my second year of high school until I finished high school. My mom was out of the country, so yeah, I went back to live with my grandma again. Actually, I forgot about that.
And then, is this when you had Light Academy when you started doing your YouTube videos?
Crazy story. So let all this starts from Instagram. Okay, so actually, before we get to Instagram, I've always been that guy who wanted to be, on the media. And me growing up, I actually wanted to be a news presenter, like a newscaster. So anytime I used to watch news. The scrolls down there. I used to be what I used to practice.
Yeah.
I never looked at the entertainment side. I never looked at the music and all that side. I just wanted to wear a suit every day, sit there, and read the news to Kenyans. Then in high school, I just started being more. I realized that news is not for me because I'm too outgoing. The energy I have is just so crazy, and that pushed me into wanting to do entertainment, basically in media. So I go back to Instagram. So my classmates, Instagram had just started popping. My classmates have joined Instagram. That time, I believe my phone couldn't access Instagram. So they're like, oh yeah, my followers are growing. I'm hearing someone has 50 followers. The top guy in the class has like 170. Then this one guy that I never used to like this guy. We just had bad blood, let me
Yeah.
put it like that. He was like, yo, Shaq, I bet even the day you join, he told me the day you join Instagram, we're going to be so far ahead. I don't even think you'll be able to reach us.
Catch
So
up.
I just advise you, don't ever join. It was like a mocking way. So I was like, okay, bet. That day I remember going back to the dorms. I borrowed a Form 1's phone. Went, signed up for Instagram. And I don't know. I'm really good with computers and technology. So I don't know what I did on that app. The next day, after class, went to the dorm. Everyone during the day, the whole class is talking about who was the highest. Then I keep hearing my name, but I can't see my account.
Yeah.
So I went back to the Form 1 again. I check. I was already on like 180 people had followed my account. Remember, it's zero posts, and I
Yeah.
don't know what I had done. So then I was like, wait a minute. Now the guys who were talking all about this, they're the ones who are asking me what I did, or maybe they're always watching my page to see what I post. Because after that, I learned how to use it. So that made me think I'm always on Instagram and people are interested in watching my stuff, and I'm always watching YouTube. Why don't I start doing YouTube so they can start watching me there?
Yeah.
So I said, let me wait until I finish my year 11, my O levels. After that, right after 1 week later, I found a friend who had a camera, another one who had a laptop. I said, guys, I have this perfect idea. Let's start doing this YouTube stuff. At that time, not a lot of people were doing YouTube, I'd
Yeah.
say. So then, yeah, that's how everything just started. So
So
I would say it started from that homie who mocked me over
yeah.
Instagram and made me realize people are actually watching. And what better way to just showcase and do whatever I want and have the freedom and, show you what I want to be seen than YouTube? Yeah, that's how it came about,
That was your
actually.
fuel to your fire.
Oh man, trust me. I usually love whenever something negative happens, and I know I had no part to, you know, fuel that negativity towards something. I use it as a crazy fuel. Trust
Yeah.
me. I think everyone should. I'd advise everyone to do that. When you're angry, when you're sad, take that energy and use it to make something good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very nice. Do you remember the first video you shot, or
Very well.
you don't?
Very, I remember it very well, bro.
Okay.
It was somewhere, on the road, on an empty road. It was in Karen actually, because my friend who had a camera. It was his dad's camera, so we couldn't go far with it,
Yeah,
and he
you,
was
you knew
living in
that
Karen.
house. Yeah.
So we just walked in the hood. I remember this popular soft drink brand. They were doing branding of your name. I don't know if you remember branding of your name on their cans. So I had that, and it was my intro. I was like introducing what I'm going to be doing on my channel, just like your intro, the way you said it. I was like, yeah, watch out for that, la la la. My friend did not use the camera, so it was dark, it's green, it's shaky.
Yeah.
Then out of nowhere, cars are passing, so when the car passes, you can't really hear me. It was hectic, but guess what? In my head, since I hadn't seen anyone doing anything like that, I was like, this is dope. Threw it out there. Now the comments came, and a lot more came with that, but I never stopped. But
But
yeah, I
you have to
remember
start
it
from
so well.
somewhere. That's the thing, though.
You always have to start from somewhere. That's actually the main thing.
Do you remember how many views you got on that first video?
Yes, yes, yes. I do remember. I believe on the first 3 days, I think it had like almost 3,000 views,
Nice.
which was just unheard of. I
And
felt
that's
like
way
I
back.
felt like
Yeah.
a celebrity. And remember, I'm in Gong with my grandma,
Yeah.
so I'm not where I can test my celebrityness. I'm somewhere, but
Deep.
yeah, I'm somewhere deep. Yeah, so I was but I think it was like 3,000 or something of the sort.
And then, so you finished high school, you got into USIU, correct?
Yes, yes.
And then you continued doing your YouTube videos, and then somehow got onto USIU radio.
No. There's this girl, shout out to Elodie Zone. So when I joined USIU, I joined USIU doing YouTube. A month prior is when I had started doing YouTube. So Elodie was also the only person I used to watch on YouTube, like from Kenya, because she was doing a lot of videos. That's when she was starting out. So I joined USIU, and guess who I bumped into? Elodie, and we were just joining at the same time. And she's like, Shaq, I have an idea. Of course, we started doing videos together around that time. We started working together. Then during our first semester, she's like, I have an idea. Why don't we, put YouTube and radio together? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I saw that there's openings for the USIU radio slots. So why don't we try it out? I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm new in uni. Why not? Radio is never something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's actually something crazy. So we did the first show. It was me, Elodie, and our DJ was called Neville. I don't know if you know Neville.
I don't.
Neville does. He's a radio presenter too, and he's a big also on TikTok and event MC. So the three of us, he was the DJ, me and Elodie were the presenters, and that's actually how it came about. But then Elodie sneaked on me after one day. After day one, she left, and I just kept on doing USI radio. That's how USI radio came about. It was basically we applied for it.
And how long did you do that for?
I did that for almost a year. I was just, every week I had a show every week. There was another girl. Now after Elodie left, I started working with a girl called Shelly. Shout out Shelly Sophisticated. So yeah, I did that for like a year plus. But
Um,
that was a school activity. I never took it so
yeah.
seriously.
But like people always see you as this media persona. What did you actually study in USIU? I don't think many people know that.
Plus, I also didn't finish USIU. All this, okay. What I was doing in USIU, I was doing international business administration, and I was mainly going to focus on marketing because I'm a business guy. Actually,
know
that's
that.
you know that. Yeah, I'm a business guy, so that's what I was studying over there. But any other thing, and I didn't study for it. I just learned from the game. It's
so-
watching and learning.
Yeah, working. Of course, you learn on the job.
Yes, exactly.
And so while you were working for USIU Radio, of course, your name was going around.
Yeah, going around
and
school.
people were hearing of this guy called Shaq.
Yeah.
So from then, is that how you got into KTN, or
No,
from there?
no.
What was the trajectory from
Actually,
there?
I even okay. How I got into TV. That I told you about how I got into radio. How I got into TV after 2 months of doing YouTube videos because I started around May. No, I started around March. So April, May. So in June was my birthday. So now my videos have gone beyond because now I kept on going and guys are watching my videos. And remember, mostly it was like the the millennials at that time, but yeah, like the high school guys all the way to uni. So the name starts going around. I'm also doing TV interviews just for like, yo, what made you think of doing YouTube? So then I get a call from one guy. It's called Tim Jiru. Tim Jiru was a renowned TV presenter back in the day. He used to do a show called Art Scene and all that stuff. So I get a call and he's like, I'm Tim Jiru. I'm like, stop playing with me. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, my boss here at Standard Media has been looking for you. And I was looking if we can set up a meeting. Remember, this is on my birthday. I remember it so well. I was in town. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. Are you sure this is you? Then he's like, yeah, I'll give you his number right now and you'll get a call. After like 15 minutes after that phone call, the guy called me and asked me to go to Standard Media the next Tuesday. Because my birthday was on a Thursday. So just after that, me doing YouTube, 2 months later, I had never even applied for it. Just from the content I was putting out, they were like, yeah, pull up. So that's how I joined TV. And once I started TV, because to be honest, I used YouTube as a way to get into TV.
Yeah.
So once I got in there, that just became my love. So after KTN, it just went to all these other stations after that.
So you joined KTN on this show called YOLO
I was
with
doing YOLO, yeah,
Theory
with
and
Lola,
Lola.
Anagan,
Yeah,
Thierry, yeah, exactly. That was the team, man.
yeah.
It was called, KTN YOLO. YOLO is actually what really opened my eyes because every single week I was in a new city. We were shooting in different schools. You're going there physically. My grandma is calling saying Nakona kwa TV. That time she doesn't know I'm not live,
Yeah,
stuff like that. So yeah, those are good times. But that's how I got into TV, just through my YouTube. I always say there's always someone watching.
that's true.
Whatever you do, there's always someone
Big brother.
watching. Exactly. Big Brother is always watching. And then you see, like you asked earlier, what did I study for? Every other thing I've got an interest because someone was watching. And
Yeah.
the only actually considered it is because I was doing it to my best. So that's another thing I'd say also.
Yeah.
Just do the best in whatever you're doing. You never, never, ever know.
And from YOLO, how long were you there for? And then where did you move to after
YOLO,
that?
after YOLO, we did YOLO for like 2 years, if I'm not wrong. That was 2017, 20, no, 2015, 2016, 2017. Left in 2017. And after 2017, I think I joined Ibru. Ibru was new at that time, if I'm not wrong. Then after Ibru, stayed in Ibru for like a year and a half.
Were you doing TV or radio?
Still did it with Lola actually.
Yeah.
Ibru. We moved from KTN to Ibru together. And then after Ibru, I did K24. After K24, I did NTV with Amina for a while for the trend. I've been all over. Wow.
Wow, what a
Hey,
journey.
hey,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And then I'm even forgetting the timeline. But yeah, around that.
From all these TV shows, which would you say was your favorite?
Which was my favorite TV show to do.
Like YOLO, there was NTV, there was Ibru. Like from all of those, like would you say you have a favorite?
I'd say K24 with Betty Charlo.
Betty.
That
Shout
was
out to Betty.
actually You remember when? Yes.
Yeah, she's a friend of
Betty,
ours.
the friend of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with Betty was so much fun because I used to. Now let me. I know it's. We always say work hard, but also work smart. So let me tell you how it used to work. So I used to shoot the main segment on like a Wednesday in the afternoon. It took me like 40 minutes to shoot the main segment because I'm coming like it was a show that had like a live audience. So on like a Wednesday or Thursday, just during the week, any day before Friday, I shoot it for like 40 minutes. And then on Friday, all I have to do is go to the club, whichever club I choose, and with the camera crew, and I'm like, yo guys, because it was a targeting, it was having practicing safe sex basically, and just knowing your status and everything. So it had to be somewhere where the young guys were getting the message.
It's a club.
So every single week I'm in a different club with the K24 crew. We're all, we're like, let's just do this 10-15 second link, like, yo, what's up? Hi, Betty, from studio. I'm in the club, la, la, la. Enjoy what I have for you guys today. After that, switch on the mic and then it's Shere. So I used to pick the club that I want to party at. So stuff like that. So with Betty, it was so much fun. And then also the traveling also during that show was amazing.
So after K24, is that when now you moved to radio?
I moved to radio while I was still at Ibru.
So you're doing
I was doing both.
Yeah.
Radio. I was doing radio and TV at the same time.
Yeah.
I used to work so many jobs, bro.
Yeah.
That's why, I'll be back at USIU to finish my degree, but it's just not right now.
God willing.
Inshallah, exactly. But so I got my TV job still while I was at my radio job still while I was at Ibru. That was like 2018. Yeah, so I was still on TV.
And then you transition now fully into radio.
Radio is always Then now I didn't really transition full. Okay, let's just we can say that. So after doing Ibru, I left Ibru, started doing radio full time, and then did radio for all those years. But in between, I was still doing TV gigs. Like the K24 gig is in the middle of the radio gig. The NTV gig is also in the middle of radio. So it was a mixture, but I did more of radio for a long time. And you remember I was also doing content creation on my YouTube and stuff. So radio was something.
Content creation has always been something you've always done.
Exactly.
Still doing it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. But I haven't actually been creating content. When people tell me call me a content creator for the past, let's say, year and a half or 2 years, I'm like, what content are you guys talking about? The last time I dropped a YouTube video was months ago. I'm enjoying content.
Yeah.
I've just been living my lifestyle and to people it's content. That's why I'm like, my entertainment, am I joking? But yeah, but I love content creation for sure.
And then, what year did you join NRG?
2018.
And you had a 6 year stint actually.
Yeah, I had a 6 year stint. I basically launched the station because we were four presenters initially when we first went live. That was in 2018. I don't remember the birthday. I remember the death day though. Let me sip.
Yeah. So that was 6 years there, and actually you had like the biggest mid morning show for like the longest time. If anyone's
Yeah.
listening to Kenyan radio during the mid morning, they'd listen to
Yeah.
NRG and you'd be on there.
Mid morning and also the evening one. The
Yeah.
mid morning, yes, yeah, the AM show was actually an amazing one. Yeah, during that stunt, working of course with the team, Tunizo, Daria, then later on Aziza, Natalie Gidinji. Yeah, it was so much fun actually.
Yeah. And
Kalala.
now that you've taken a bit of a sabbatical, do you intend on going back to radio if
Yeah.
if the chance arises?
Yes, that's a done deal. What people don't understand, I did not leave radio. I left a radio station.
Yeah.
Just that one.
There's a difference. Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also, obviously, there's I needed also a break. Doing this back to back for 6 years
It's a long
is
time.
a long time. And Tyrone is gonna be my witness. No matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, even if we were out the previous night, even if we had a bad night, I always go to work.
Yeah.
I'm actually a workaholic. That's the thing. So yeah, I just needed a break. Just doing a lot more now. At least working on my other projects. I'm already, going back to radio. That's gonna be in January. I'm not gonna say where
Watch
and
your
the name,
space.
but it's a done deal. Yeah, Tyrone even knows about it.
Yeah, I do.
That's a done deal, and
And I'm happy for
it's
you for
actually
that.
big.
Yeah, you told me like when this
Appreciate
first
it.
happened, but of course, I can't say
Yeah.
until it happens.
Yep.
But I think this is a new and
Because this is a
exciting chapter for you.
crazy, yeah. That's why I'm just for now. Let me have fun.
And
For
for
sure.
those who are asking, like, what are you doing right now to keep yourself busy?
I'm doing a lot. I just got casted. Actually, by the time this is out, the news might be out. I just got casted for something super beautiful. I'm doing a lot of acting, and yeah, this is gonna be also a life changer, which I believe we're starting to shoot in December. So I'm doing a lot of that. I'm doing a lot of acting classes. I'm doing also a lot of I'm hosting parties. I'm throwing events.
Yeah.
Um,
I know I come to them.
yeah, you come to them. So there's a lot that I'm doing right now,
Yeah.
and also I'm just doing me. Let me put it like that. I'm just doing me and just enjoying the free time because I know once I'm back to full on work mode, it's just gonna be crazy. So
Full throttle,
yeah,
yeah.
full throttle right now.
And I was gonna ask you this question. Like so many people have this misconception that media showbiz is like full of glitz and glam, but I think that's like a misconception.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. What do you have
Exactly.
to say about that?
It's very true, man. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scene. Something that I know we can't fight, which is human nature, and also just in this day and age, is that if you watch something on TV or you see something on TikTok or on your phone or maybe hear it on the radio, that is you. A lot of people don't know to differentiate the message that you're hearing from the person who is telling it to you.
That's very
There's a
true.
message. Maybe there's a message of a pastor coming to tell you good morning and all that stuff, but you don't know the pastor. Maybe they're having the worst morning. You don't know the presenter. You don't know. So I believe there's usually that misconception that okay, yeah, that guy acted, rich in the movie. So when I meet him, I know he's balling. It's all entertainment.
Yeah.
I just say people need to draw the line between entertainment or a persona and a person. That's how I look at it. So yeah, a lot of people, some people only what do you call it, confident or bubbly in front of a camera, not in front of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, there's someone when the mic comes on and they're actually bubbly, they'll be silent. I've had so many people like that even during interviews. The guy is the biggest superstar, he's happy when he enters the studio. Once the mic comes on, it's like, ooh, that's how I look at it. Behind the glitz and glam, behind the tools of entertainment being used, everyone is a real person. So everyone has whatever they're going through, and everyone has a side of them that you might never know. That's how I look at it.
That's a very good way to put it. And I was going to ask you this: how do you separate your public Shaq with your private Shaq? You know, there's two different
The things
aspects
I
of,
choose to
yeah,
keep private, but me, I'm an open book. The way I live is the way I live.
yeah,
So, because I find it so hard to have to wake up every day and be something that I'm not, just from what we just said previously.
yeah.
But I am what you get. Just the way I talk, the energy I give. It's not acting. If the energy is right, it's just the same. If it's not, it's not. But the stuff that I keep away from just the limelight or anything.
Like your family
How I
life,
do
you
that,
keep
like my
it.
family
Yeah.
life, no one knows about it until you ask me about it. You might even sit with my brother and you might never know he's my bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Unless you know him. So there,
Oh, so
just know what to.
you do have a sibling.
Yeah, I do have a sibling. I
Yeah.
talk about him all the time, but no one knows him
Yeah.
except his homies and in the school and
Yeah.
the people who see me. But yeah, so stuff like that. I just know what to keep private, what to post on social media or not to post, what to say or what not to say, and also who to say some things to. Yeah.
And for anyone who looks at you like as a role model, or anyone who wants to be an upcoming, let's say, media personality, influencer, what advice would you give someone who wants to be the next big thing?
All I'm gonna tell you is start with what you have.
Yeah.
You know, you might be, looking at, of course, Mad Love to, Tyrone's studio. I told you the team is, a proper team over here. You might be looking for, to get this type of production quality, to get this type of equipment. But trust me, before you get here, you have to start from somewhere. Most times, people have whatever they need. You have that phone. Nowadays, all you need is a camera. Doesn't matter how the camera looks. If you've noticed, Tyrone, the videos that trend the most have the worst quality ever.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But I mean that goes to prove that it's just the content you're doing. You never know when your big break can be. So starting with what you have is always gonna be a good idea. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, just go back to my first ever YouTube video, like I was explaining earlier. That's the best example of start with what you have.
I think, yeah, and also work with what you have.
Work with what you have,
Yeah.
exactly. That's you turn small things into big things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then speaking of influencing, I know you influence for some products.
Mm-hmm.
Do you work with products that you have a affiliation to, or are you very like selective and intentional on who you will influence
Yes,
for?
I am super selective with what
Yeah.
I influence for, and that's the thing I've learned all through these years. The power is in saying no. If you're able to say no to a brand and and stuff like that, then it sets you apart from every other person who's influencing. So yes, the specific products that I have to. First of all, your product has to be in line with my lifestyle. Remember, I just told you that I actually I walk my talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, if a product does not go in line, like for example, Tyrone, right now, it's like coming to Shaq. I'm in the lifestyle party zone. I'll promote a club, I'll throw a concert, and then tomorrow you come to tell me I sell milk for you.
That doesn't
Tyrone,
work.
even if you pay me triple the money on me to say, who
Don't
am I
do it.
selling milk to? Who would buy Shako milk? Like me myself, I'm waking up hungover. Milk is not the first thing I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And that thing. So there's some brands I actually, or maybe I'm selling cement.
Yeah.
Like just those things I'm selling you. As in, I'm not yet in
not
that.
you, yeah.
Right now, it's not me. I'd be lying. You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah, it's not something I would convince someone to do at the moment. So I'm very selective of the brand and of any person I work with. I'm super selective. It has to go with. I wouldn't promote something that I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I know you're in the limelight. Anyone who's in the limelight, of course, they have positive feedback and negative feedback.
Yeah.
There's always haters everywhere.
For sure.
How do you deal with haters? Do you ignore them, or yeah? How do you deal with
Now
haters?
that's the crazy thing about it. Over the years, I think it got to a point where, because again, I told you I started when I was so young,
Yeah.
and everything I was doing. That's where the name Shaq The Yungin came from. Because
We'll go into
everything
that
I was
in a bit.
doing,
Yeah.
I was super young, and no one else was doing. So I was usually the first one doing stuff or being places. So you hear all types of comments. And it gets to a point you're like, wait, I'm still doing it and I'm seeing it's working. Because it just, you learn how to block out some stuff. I don't think there's anything anyone can say to me or type to me that's gonna make me feel some type of way. Because it's not gonna change nothing. It's not gonna change where I sleep, what I eat. It's not gonna change how I think. And then most of the time, Tyrone do I have a scar on my face or
Don't,
anywhere.
no.
If someone will talk their stuff on the internet and me, I'm outside, I'm everywhere. They'll never really approach you, in person.
Yeah.
Plus, anyone who's hating or anyone who's commenting anything negative about you is just insecure about themselves.
Themselves.
You know what I mean? That's how, like, literally, it sounds so cliche, but nah, I read these things. I've laughed with you about so many
Yeah.
things
So many
before.
things. Like we speak almost every day and
Yeah,
we
and
laugh
I'm
about
like, I'm just
all the
laughing. Even
things.
sometimes when you share articles with me about me, I'm like, no, when did I do this? So
Yeah.
you get stuff like that. People always gonna talk. That's one thing about life. You just gotta, because if you start putting yourself in people's mindsets, you're only slowing yourself down. The journey is yours, not anyone else's.
Like for me, like I have this acronym for haters. HATERS. Having anger towards everyone reaching success. I think
Yes,
that's the best
exactly.
way to put it.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's their own anger. So if I focus my anger, on if I focus my emotions on what someone said, I'm just worshiping whatever that person said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So which I'm never gonna do.
And then people call you Nairobi's youngest sponsor.
Yeah, I
I
sponsor
know
joy and happiness. Before you ask me.
that started with Huda. Maybe you
Oh
can tell
yeah,
us a
yeah,
bit about
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
story.
Huda is a dope person. I think Huda was one of the people who actually taught me a lot in the beginning of me just learning this showbiz world and media world. And yeah, that time people use this word, oh, can I sponsor? Or they say all the socialites are gonna sponsor. And then my friends in uni, in USIU, like my friend group, and even because I was still doing YouTube and the blogs are always posting Huda Shaq and stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, they started calling me Sponyo, Sponsor Huda. Then that's how I was like, you know what, I'm from Nairobi, I'm young, and they're calling me a sponsor. So I said, I think I remember telling Huda this, me, I'm going to call myself sponsor because they keep saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how the name came to. But like I said, I only sponsor joy and happiness.
Yeah.
Anything else, yeah. Let me finish there.
Yeah. Okay, like before you wrap up, I'll say one word and you respond with one word. I know she's been an instrumental figure in your life, your grandmother.
Yes.
One word.
I want to say everything about her. Okay. One word for my grandmother. Amazing. Let me just put it like that. I'll say amazing.
Fame.
Crazy.
Social media.
Toxic.
Can be. Do you ever actually go like on a social media like hiatus?
A lot. Tyrone, that's another thing, guys. Tyrone knows me. Sometimes when my phone dies, it's
I don't know what
dead.
to call you on a Monday. I know that.
Yeah,
One
as in
thing.
even most of the time, I'm never on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm rarely on my phone. So yeah, I'm always on break from it.
Weren't we actually talking about this earlier in the week?
Yes, we're talking
We were
about
actually
this.
talking
Yeah,
about
we were
this.
talking about this earlier in the week.
Yeah.
I was telling Tyrone if he's ever realized I'm rarely on my phone. So yeah, it's just toxic. I like living in reality. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And phones can be so consuming. You can do so many other things like read a book,
yeah.
have a
Just
good conversation. I noticed when
go outside,
Yeah.
bananas. Touch grass.
exactly. um, as a parting shot, what would you want to tell your fans and everyone who's listening to this right now?
Man, I just tell you guys, make sure you subscribe to Tyrone's channel. Of course, he's doing a good job. And also make sure you subscribe, like, comment, follow, and share. And also check me out on all my stuff. It's at Shaq The Yungin everywhere. Check me out also on yeah, that's it, man. But I just want to let you guys know, it's always good to start with what you have. I'm going to repeat that again. A lot of people wanasemanga, oh, kamera yangu si poa, oh, sijui kuedit, oh, hii location yangu ebambi. Start with what you have, no matter whatever you're doing. It could be in the business side, it could be, in the content creation side, it could be in whatever you want to do. Start with what you have and don't thank me later. Thank God later, because I'm sure it works. I've done it, tested, approved, and trusted. Exactly.
Yeah, living, walking testimony.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All to God.
Thank you so much, Shaq.
Bless up for having me. Thank you so much, Tyrone.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching Tide Talks. I really enjoyed this episode, especially because it's a good friend. I hope you liked this episode. Please like, share, subscribe. My handle is at Tyrone Kimeni on all handles. God bless you and have a good week.